The most news in the morning. CNN's American Morning. Weekday, 6 a.m. Eastern.
The game was sponsored by the Bipartisan Policy Center, and it simulated, as you said, a massive cyber attack on the U.S. Former government and business leader played the parts of top officials. There was a fake news channel. The scenario was entirely fictional, but the issues could not be more real.
Up to 20 million and counting of the nation's cell phones have stopped working so far today in what officials claim is the largest communications crisis in the cell phone era.
The reason? A cyber attack. As government officials convene, there is one overarching question.
Is this an act of war, not a criminal act?
The infected smartphones show a video of the Red Army raising speculation the Russians are behind the attack. Meanwhile, the crisis expands.
Instances of identity theft and online financial fraud have increased dramatically.
Officials discuss the possibility of shutting down the infected smartphones, but government can't do it.
I'm actually shocked to hear that we don't have this authority. If this was someone with smallpox wandering through the Super Bowl, we would have the authority to quarantine them.
Can the military assist? What powers does the president have?
We are operating in a bit of uncharted territory, as you know.
The attack is traced to a server in Russia. If the U.S. shuts it down, will the Russians see it as an act of war? And is Russia really behind the attack? Then more grim news. The internet is infected, the power grid impacted.
We are also now receiving alarming reports of significant and growing power outages in major metropolitan areas in the eastern half of the United States.
There is discussion of nationalizing the power grid or mobilizing the National Guard to protect it.
But keep in mind, there are over 160,000 miles of transmission lines. You cannot guard every mile of that.
And the cyber attack goes on.
And in corporate boardrooms and IT centres across the country, our nation's leaders are wondering if their networks are really secure and if this crisis might indeed spread into their systems.
The questions raised by the exercise involve vulnerabilities, roles and responsibilities, legal authorities, private sector cooperation, public messaging, political fallout, military retaliation, defensive capabilities. The goal of the exercise was to put these issues on the table for discussion and perhaps resolution before there's a real and massive cyber attack.